you ever think about existence though, like the nature of reality, like why things are the way that they are?
That there's a higher being?
No, just in general, like why is everything the way that it is?
Nope.
After much searching, we found a well of deep wisdom. Welcome to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be responding to a couple of comedians, Sam Hyde and Nick Rochefort, and they are talking about the existence of God. I'm doing this reaction because Thomas Aquinas and Cornelius Van Til were unavailable.
What if there's a God, Nick?
Never thought about it, to be honest with you. I've been so busy growing my glowing skin.
How can someone that size never have thought about whether there's a God?
I've been so busy moisturizing that I never thought about if there was a God or not. Like, I honestly, like, I don't even think about that.
We're off to a good start. Golly.
I don't even think, like, I just found Shane Gillis, who's hilarious, by the way. I don't watch anybody. Anything.
What does that have to do with God, though?
Like, I don't look into...
You don't look into it?
I don't look into anything.
On YouTube into what
for God.
Yeah. So,
like, I don't even, like, watch anything. People are like,
I'm wondering why they're wearing stocking caps inside. That's the thing that's I'm focused on.
You never heard of that? I'm like, no. No. Dude, I just found, like literally, I feel bad. The guy's funny as hell. I haven't found someone that makes me laugh in a while.
What does this have to do with God?
I had a similar question. I'm starting to be not surprised that he's never thought of God, and being somewhat surprised that he's thought of anything.
I don't have time to find God.
Okay.
Like God and faith and, you know, you just work and you hope it does. You know, I heard a long time ago that God is you.
Do you ever think about...
Where do you hear that? YouTube?
Existence, though? Like the nature of reality? Like why things are the way that they are?
That there's a higher being?
No, just in general. Like why is everything the way that it is?
Nope.
After much searching, we found a well of deep wisdom.
I don't think about that.
Yeah.
Literally, like you mean like evolution and
Yeah.
Like
everything, like particles.
Yeah, particles. And trees. Look at that. There's trees in the background made up of particles.
You mean like
the fact that particles even exist. Like what the
This is the great question. Why is there something rather than nothing at all? That's what he's trying to get at.
Here's the thing.
It's crazy.
A lot of guys build 2x6.
Yeah.
And they think they're doing themselves a favor.
Yeah.
It all goes back to the roof. No, I don't like, no, I don't even think about that at all. You do?
Which is becoming increasingly apparent.
Yeah.
To what level?
I've binged watched every YouTube video that you can about quantum physics.
Really?
Yeah. And I've gone through the like Stanford like quantum physics course on YouTube and like done matrix math and like shit like that.
Hey, where you get your calculator, you fucking nerd?
Calculus over here. I did a little calculus.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Over fear of?
Because it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
And
how come you don't go back to school and go be a rocket scientist?
I don't care that much.
All right.
But
Sam Hyde, the rocket scientist, always pulling jokes in the lab.
So nobody really knows.
You're burning.
Nobody really knows why things are the way that they are, or even what
God knows.
they are. They can sort of drill down to a level beyond which they think that there's nothing else, but there's no like definitive. There are no people who have like definitive actual knowledge of what things are or why things are beyond a certain level of resolution.
You mean like where there's nothing to... In a perfect world, when we get it all figured out, you'll be able to turn into a 2,000-foot rod and fly through space?
No, I just mean like just in terms of like scale. Like you know Rhode Island, Situate, your house, this chair. You can like look into this button here, but at a certain point, everything is locked off and is a mystery. So you can look into this button and you can see like a crumb.
Yeah.
But then you can't go further than that. It is sealed off to your ability to know things.
You think the computer writers hide behind that seal off?
Yeah, or God.
God.
I don't know. The other thing is
This is all in Notes from the Tilt-A-Whirl, God's Spoken World. Everything is made out of nothing. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He spoke, and it was.
I think this is what the term of the fatal conceit refers to. There's a book called The Fatal Conceit, and I think it's about politicians' conceit, their conceited belief that they can impose a better structure on society from the top down. I think that's what the book of Fatal Conceit is about. But if I hear the term of fatal conceit, I think it's also a fatal conceit to believe that just because you can understand 90% of something, that it's within your grasp to understand 100% of something.
What he's actually getting at here is there's a difference between describing something and explaining something. The fatal conceit of the modern materialistic scientist is that because we have been able to describe certain patterns, like you drop a heavy object and it falls to the earth at 9.8 meters per second squared. We can describe it, we can repeat it and describe it again and predict it and so forth. But all of that is description. It's not explanation. And what he's getting at is that when you get down to a certain level and you realize that we're not describing anything anymore and we're confronted with this screaming need for an explanation. And none of the scientists in the grip of their fatal conceit upstairs have the beginning of an earthly idea of how to explain things.
Because there are people who, like the stuff that scientists do and like particle physicists do, is like enormously complex, and take a person with 135 or 140 IQ, get them to spend a lifetime studying something and thinking about something, and they'll understand like more or less the hypothetically how the Big Bang happened or whatever. But even then, you've got people that have conflicting ideas of what could have possibly happened during the Big Bang. But
or whether it happened at all. But we digress.
You can have somebody who like understands atoms and electricity and electrons and how smaller particles work, and who understands how subatomic particles and quantum particles work. But I think that once you have that level of understanding of something, or once you like actually understand how evolution works, it's tempting at that point to think that the last 10% or the last 5% of what knowledge there appears to be is in your grasp.
It's tempting to think that all your description of the 90% or the 95% is going to give you an explanation for what you don't know, which is fatal conceit.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that would piss me off though.
It's like with self-driving cars. Self-driving cars, it's the easiest thing in the world to make a thing that.
So you got rogue drunk guy out there
that makes a thing that like analyzes some like basic shapes and decides whether you should go left or whether you should go right. And then it's like degrees, it's orders of magnitude more complexity to like teach a computer whether you should bear right or whether you should turn hard right or whether you should make a U-turn. Once you start adding subtlety it's an order of magnitude means like times 10. So if something is an order of magnitude more difficult, it's not just like twice as difficult. It's not just a little bit more difficult. It's 10 times more difficult. So once you start adding orders of magnitude on top of orders of magnitude, you get 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. You get big ass numbers. Any professor, any scientist, any mathematician who says he's an atheist, this is probably why they are the way that they are, is because they have grasped so much and contemplated so much of the nature of reality, and they've gotten so far. They've gotten like 90% of the way there. They're driving down the road with lane keep assist, but oops, there's a pedestrian there. They can't identify it. Okay, they're 90 or 95% of the way there. They think that they can get that last 5%. And
Very good point. Listen to this guy.
And make it all make sense without admitting that there is, or even allowing for the possibility that there are things beyond our understanding about why things are the way that they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Beyond our understanding by the light of reason. But reason is not it's not a flashlight. Your reason is not lights to shine on subject. Your reason is supposed to be eyes that receive light that comes from another source. So God sheds the light. God reveals what's going on. Our reason, our assigned task in the use of our reason is to receive what God tells us. And he tells us that it is by his hand that he made all the worlds.
well, you have to be able to say in completion, which then, or in absolution, which they wouldn't be able to ever say. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying none of these people can go, I understand everything, and be truthful about it, because they don't.
Right. It's not like something. There's a beginning, a middle, and a hard end where they're like, "Yep, it's done." Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I think it could. It's possible that it would never be done.
Yep.
That guy on the right is actually wrestling with the way the world is, and he's trying to figure it out. The guy on the left doesn't care, doesn't know. There's three kinds of agnosticism. These guys are both agnostics. There's one agnostic that says, I don't know, and I wish I did. I don't know, and I wish I did. That guy is a seeker. Seeking, you'll find. Knocking, the door will be opened. I don't know, but I wish I did. The second kind of agnostic is the guy on the left. I don't know. I don't care. Never really thought about it. Doesn't interest me. That's sort of a frat boy epistemology. We've got a kegger this weekend. I don't want to be bothered with big questions. I don't know, and I don't care. Then the third kind of agnostic is the dogmatic agnostic, sometimes called an atheist. I don't know, you don't know, nobody can know. That person is making a surreptitious claim to knowledge. He's saying, I don't know, you don't know, nobody can know. He's saying that the fact that I can't close the gap of that final 5% that Sam is talking about, that means that nobody can, and that means that God himself cannot bridge that gap, which is, of course, a fatal conceit.